Hey everyone, this is Emily, and welcome to another episode on Girl Get Real. Today I'm super psyched because I have a guest speaker, Bella, who's going to be talking about the intersection of criminal justice and the LGBTQ community. So, hey Bella, how's it going?
Hey, I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Do you mind starting off by telling us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I'm a criminal justice major, and I wanted to relate my learnings in this class of LGBT with my passion for investigation and crime. So I've researched different places around the world to find where it is most dangerous for the LGBT community to visit, as well as the most accepting and safest places for the LGBT community to visit. This is my own take on a travel guide to warn people before they go, because it is extremely important that everyone feels safe and comfortable when they are already experiencing a new culture and environment.
Yeah, I mean, that's very relevant, especially for students like us coming from the U.S. who are studying abroad in a new place. Like, what if someone from the LGBT community was going somewhere that was dangerous? There would be stuff that they would want to know, laws and regulations, I'm assuming. So, I mean, let's jump right into it. I mean, what is the most dangerous place, you would say, and why?
So I think Nigeria is the most dangerous place. To start, it is illegal for same-sex activity in all of Nigeria. So it is criminalized under the Criminal Code Act and under the Same-Sex Prohibition Act of 2013. And in 12 northern states of Nigeria, death penalty is the punishment for being gay. And then in both the southern and northern states of Nigeria, same-sex activity can be punished with up to 14 years of imprisonment. And then a survey was taken by the Nigerian population, and 97% of the population believe that homosexuality should not be accepted by the society.
Wow, that's a lot of different facts. And what did you find, like, the most surprising when you were doing your research?
I honestly was so shocked that they give death penalty, like capital punishment for being, like, for expressing yourself. I think that's so, like, it's so terrible because people just want to be themselves. Obviously, it's not like they're like, oh, I want to rebel against, like, someone. They're literally just trying to express themselves, and then they can die just because they want to like someone that is not seen correct by the society. I think that's terrible.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And did you have another place that kind of took the box right above Nigeria?
So I think Nigeria is the worst, but then I have two more places. I chose 3 of dangerous places and 3 safe places. So my second worst place is Saudi Arabia, and so same-sex activity is also illegal here. Here, though, being homosexual and transgender is seen as immoral. Since they follow the Sharia law very closely. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but it's seen very immoral because they are very religious and they follow this very strictly. There is no criminal code in Saudi Arabia, but the punishments do include capital punishment, fines, public whippings, beatings, vigilant attacks, vigilant execution, torture, criminal castrations, imprisonment up to life, and deportation.
Okay, so it seems like they take a very, like, violent, extreme approach to combat this thing that they think is a problem. This seems like an extreme measure to take control over a population.
Yeah, I totally agree. This actually reminded me of Foucault and how he, like, emphasized power in institutions. So with Saudi Arabia, they depend literally on the Sharia law, and they're trying to control a population because of their beliefs. This institution is trying to keep a population from growing or even starting because their beliefs are so strong that they don't even want to incorporate any other beliefs into this institution that they already have.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. Like, religion as an institution is, like, very conservative in their views, and they do believe in like sin and this idea of, like, oh, if you don't do this, like, you're gonna be punished for all of eternity. And even that is taken to the extreme. Like, in the afterlife, like, you will never be, like, rested. And I think that some people use religion as but as like like a means to control, like you talked about. And I know you have one last one, so let's finish the conversation off with the most dangerous places.
Yeah, so Jamaica is my third most dangerous. I don't think it's up there, because yeah, it is illegal to be gay there, and it is also punishable. But due to their boogery law, people who take part in same-sex activities can be punished up to 10 years in prison alongside hard labor. Also, torture, vigilant executions, and vigilant beatings are tolerated, but a lot of homophobic violence occurred here. But they are taking a lot of measures right now, with like rebelling against this mindset. Even though Jamaica was seen in 2016 as the most homophobic place on earth, I think the population now is trying to change that, because it is a big tourist place, unlike Saudi Arabia and Nigeria, for Americans at least. I think that Jamaica will be more accepting soon.
Yeah, no, those are really interesting facts. And have you visited any of these places, and can give like a personal experience in them?
To these places, I have never. I do want to go to Jamaica, but now I didn't know this before, honestly. Before my findings, I did not know that it was voted the most homophobic place on earth in 2006. Like that's
like a big trophy.
Yeah, like that is like huge. I didn't even know that, and that's like it's surprising, because I feel like Jamaica's incorporated in American society. Like, I wouldn't say Nigeria and Saudi Arabia as much, just probably because it's farther. Mm-hmm. But like Jamaica, I feel like it's big in our society, so I'm kind of shocked that they're not very accepting. I don't know.
No, me too. And like all these facts that you're saying to me, I like just didn't know that it was this really extreme. Scary. Yeah. It makes you happy that like we're both in a place like California, where
and Spain too. Like, like later I'll get into it, but like Spain's very accepting. Like
I'm excited, because I definitely think that we got to leave this podcast on a positive note. So let's talk about the good ones.
More about like the dangerous. So there are 69 countries that still criminalize being gay, and almost half of them are in Africa. So like Africa's not the best place to travel if you are part of the LGBTQ community. But it is scary that there's such an extensive punishment for someone to just try and express themselves. Like, yeah, I just think it's really scary. And I think it's important that people know before they go. And if you're not going to be able to, like, find support when you need it, say, like, someone does get jumped, what do you do then? Because if the country already hates the community, they're obviously not gonna be open to helping someone with a like big hand. Like, you know, they're just gonna.
No, I totally agree. And this idea of like fear imposed on a community, like also thinking of how it affects the families and bystanders who want to help but don't want to be criminalized by association. It really creates a barrier between the people that are in the circle and the people that are out of a circle. And like when you look at like situations like that, it seems like somewhat helpless, because you don't want to put people that you care about in situations where they could also be hurt. So I think that struggle and like having to go through something like that on your own is like probably I don't even want to know the statistics on like mental health and like suicides and all that, because I feel like in areas like that in this community it would be way more concentrated.
Oh yeah, I bet. And I just really think like it's the emphasis that the religion teaches them. Like, I'm not trying to talk down on the religion, but I do think that these morals are so engraved in people's minds that it's their like it's not even their belief anymore. Like, it's literally their way of life. Like, they don't even like, oh, like I think this, I think that. What we have like beliefs about, like it's their way of life. They don't even see that it can be okay to just be gay. Like, they literally see it as like the hugest sin, obviously, and
and that's not too different than how like things are all over the world. Like, I know that my grandparents are like very Christian, and so like when I say like, oh, like my friends are like, he's gonna marry another guy, they're like completely shocked, and they're not like super accepting of it. And I see that in like cultures everywhere, but I feel like this is taken to more of like like instead of just like isolation, it's also like a physical punishment too.
I agree. Yeah, it definitely is true. Like, I think religions across the world, like the institution of religion is so powerful. Like, Foucault and power relate so much to this like topic because of how much power religion has.
Yeah,
No,
like,
it really does.
Like, takes over people's lives and like how they decide to like live them and like by what rules.
And it's like not even personal preference. Like, someone can be so Christian and really be like the most kind, nice person, and they just like are so Christian or so follow the Sharia so hard that they don't even know that it's wrong. They just really believe that, like, you know what, I'm going to follow my religion. Like, this is correct, and I'm not going to, like, verge from it, you know? It's just the power that's engraved in their mind, I really think. But it's not even a bad thing. Like, it's their belief, and we all have beliefs. Like, so it's not bad, but in the instance of capital punishment, I think that's terrible.
Yeah, no, I totally agree, and I think what the hard part is, like, when you have like these instances like you talk about, like like you are like a good person, you know, I'm using that with quotes, and then you have like your beliefs though, and you live by those beliefs, and you believe like that is the truth, right? This idea of truth. Then like how do we change the society? Like, that is like the biggest question.
Yeah, honestly, I don't. It's just tough because like a society in whole is hard to change. But I do think like with these upcoming generations, there is a lot of change. Like, I was in Madrid a couple weeks ago, and there was like a protest for trans kids, and literally the whole protest was probably kids between 8 and like 15. Like,
wow.
So it was just like really cool to see that there's such a young generation with so much passion and like so much, and they have power too. So it's good that like, I mean, powers are gonna come into collide with each other, and I think change can come soon, hopefully.
I agree, and I think that like what we talk about plays a lot with this idea of like change is like media, like, which is a form of censorship, but it also can be like a form of like broadcasting and like spreading an idea like well around like a certain age group, and like this idea of like you can share like posts and stuff like that. That is a big thing. And then language as like a form of power. Like, we talk about how some communities might view like gay as like something super negative, but then also we have like younger generations, like you're talking about the people that you see in Madrid, who are like, oh, it's a positive thing to be different, to express yourself, to like know your identity at a young age. And like, you know, as like people age and stuff like that, we're gonna go through like a lot of different phases.
Yeah, I agree. I also think like it's very, as you were saying about social media, it's very good because, I mean, a lot of stuff is like quote unquote trendy, but it spreads fast that way, which is really important. Like, so honestly, like, people will talk about stuff all the time, and I'm like, oh, they definitely got that off social media. So think about how fast things spread. Like, so I think this generation definitely can come to do some really great things for the future.
Yes, well, we did go on a fantastic tangent, but I would love to find out more about your findings with inclusive places now that we're kind of on the topic.
Yes. Better places. So Canada is actually a really amazing place to travel if you're a part of the LGBT community. It has legalized same-sex activities since 1969. The largest cities in Canada all have their own gay communities within each city. 85% of the population favored social acceptance of homosexuality, which I believe is a very big amount. 85% of the population is very good. And then there are about a total of 25 total pride events in all of Canada. Also found here is the most progressive transgender law in the world. It is not required to undergo gender assignment surgery, and one will still be formally recognized as a third person. And then a fun fact that I found about Canada is Canada was the first place to create a gay currency. This currency is called loonie, and it was to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the decriminalization of homosexuality in Canada.
Wow.
I know.
That is really cool. I mean, like, how to?
I don't know what that means. I really don't know.
That? Like, how do I cash in my loonies?
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, maybe it's
what
like
does it buy?
I just think it was really cool because honestly, like, it shows that they care as a community. Like, I don't know what it means.
I mean, currency is
big
like
thing.
money is
Yeah.
money runs the
Yeah,
world
I was
essentially.
thinking
So
maybe-
if we have gay money just all around the world, I mean, I would definitely be interested in looking into that.
Yeah, no, I should have looked into it more, but I was thinking maybe it like works with like events, like, or even like something like relating to like blockchain type of currency. You know how?
Oh, like an NFT loony.
Yeah, something like that. Like maybe like Looney's the new, like, I don't know, like the virtual realities.
No,
the
yeah.
I don't
We
know.
talked about it. Like people, like that is like a community where people can like live in
Yeah.
virtual realities in
I
class.
don't
And I
know.
thought that was like a crazy idea, but then I remembered I used to play Sims.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was just cool though. I thought I wanted to add it in because it was the first country in the world to honor the LGBT community on its currency. So
Yeah, and that's like a very widespread
Yeah.
reach if
Yeah.
it's you use money in exchange for like the services.
Yeah.
But instead it's like that is in a way like widespread like acceptance. That is
Yeah.
very cool.
like they're taking an extra step to be different than just being like, oh, you're welcome here. Like they really like are reaching out to show that they care in a way, I believe. Yeah. Okay. And then my second most safe place to go is none other than Spain, of course.
Woo!
Yeah. So Spain has a welcoming and open-minded ambiance when it comes to the LGBT community. Spain legalized gay marriage in 1979 and passed a comprehensive set of anti-discrimination laws in 1995. It was the third country in the world to legalize gay marriage, and also in 2006 it allowed for transgender people to choose their identity for documentation without having to undergo surgery. So you can choose if you want to put male, female on your ID, passport without actually having to like have any surgery. Same-sex couples are allowed to adopt in Spain. Stitches is one of the biggest towns for the LGBT community and is known for the community that resides there.
Okay. And have you ever been to Sitges?
Yes, I actually went for Carnival. It was very fun. And it was so cool because I did see a lot of like gay pride flags and a lot of different flags just for the little shops and restaurants around there, and I thought it was really cool.
And also, I remember that my friends were telling me I missed Carnival, which made me really upset. But I heard that there was gay-only bars. Like, you're not supposed to go in if you're straight. And I thought that was hilarious.
I think that's really cool, though. Like, it's cool, and it's like such like a
accepting.
Yeah, that's cool. And it was such a cute town. I loved it. I was like, oh, I loved it. It's
place to go.
Yeah,
for all the people that still need to travel around Spain.
Yeah. And also Spain hosted one of the biggest pride event in the world, which was World Pride in 2017, which I thought was very cool because as a country as a whole, if you host that, there has to be an accepting community because it would be dangerous otherwise. And so a lot of people from around the world must have came and celebrated World Pride.
I guess Spain is the place for all of the world to be prideful.
Cool.
That is a very cool fun fact.
Okay, and then lastly, I have the Netherlands as the third safest. So Netherlands has had same-sex activity legal since 1811, which is a really, really long time. Like, thinking about it, that's really far in the past. But that's, like, awesome. But it also has some of the most progressive rights in the world. The Netherlands legalized gay marriage in 2001, which was the first country in the world as well. And the equal age of consent for same-sex activity in the Netherlands was passed in 1971. Same-sex couples were also allowed to adopt since 2001. It has a lot of laws to protect every aspect of the LGBT community, which is really cool. And then while same-sex activity is highly welcome, third gender is only recognized after a successful court petition. So this is why I chose it as third, because they do have a lot of like progressive rights and it's been legal for so long. But Spain and Canada do accept a third gender, while you have to go to court for the Netherlands, which I thought was like, that's cool, but I mean, the other two, I guess, are better to travel, I guess. And then they have many events as well, but not as many as Spain or Canada. The Netherlands has the Homo Monument, which was the first monument in the world to commemorate gays and lesbians persecuted during World War II.
That's really cool. And, like, I feel like it's super interesting that not only are you telling us about these places, but also the events that go on that would, like, make people want to visit and, like, go celebrate in a place that it would be with, like, a huge group of people, a huge community, and just, like, pure fun.
Yeah, I think that's why I wanted to add, like, some, like, fun facts in there, because obviously I could just tell you statistics and you're like, oh, okay, cool. Like, is that truly true? But, like, World Pride, like, you know they have to be accepting, and you know that there's a community you can feel safe with, and I don't know.
Like loonies, like I'm about to cash those in.
Right? We need to like talk with everyone in the class and talk about some loonies. We
gotta make our own currency
in the class. We need to go get some drinks with some loonies. Yes, we should. Like for the last day, we'll pay
loonies.
We'll pay for a little extra grade or something. No, I'm just kidding. But Netherlands is seen as the most culturally liberal place in the world, with 90% of the population supporting same-sex marriage. So overall, like, Netherlands is very supporting and has been very progressive with the rights. I just thought that the having to go to court for the third gender kind of booted them down a little bit. But I do think they are very accepting, and I think it's very cool that Canada, Spain, and Netherlands, are very cool places to go. There's a lot to offer, and you can feel safe literally walking down the street holding your same-sex partner's hand instead of, like, having to fear for your life.
Well, Bella, thank you so much for coming and, like, talking about all these different places, the events that are happening there, what is dangerous, what is not, and, like, how it related to our class. I found it super interesting to hear all these facts, like, to know the dates and kind of put it in, like, a timeline in my own head. I just wanted to know if you had, like, any final takeaways that you had from your research.
I honestly was just, like, shocked. I thought it was really cool to actually investigate this, because this is my first time ever taking a course that I've never actually been introduced to anything really relating to the LGBTQ community. So it's really cool to, like, find new, first of all, the whole course has taught me new, like, perspective on so many different things. I learned really, like, so much in this course, and I really liked how it was discussion based. I got to learn a lot of perspectives, but doing this research made me, like, realize how much of a problem it is in the world. Like, I'm thankful that I live in a place where I thought it was, like, bad, but it's, like, it's not compared to, like, death penalty and like, just these laws that you can't even express yourself. Like, it's bad enough that I thought people couldn't wear makeup out in public, but these people can't even say they are gay to begin with. So I think it's really, like, crazy. And I also found it was really cool that there is places that are so accepting and that people can feel safe. It makes me feel, like, good, because I have friends, I have family who are gay or lesbian, and I don't want them to ever feel like they are going to die because they want to travel. Like, we all aspire to travel the world, and it's just unfair that people have to go through these hardships just because they want to express themselves. So I'm really glad that I actually found these out, and it's kind of beneficial to know. I can share now this with my family and friends, and
Yeah, you are the premier LGBTQ plus travel planner extraordinaire, and I will definitely be sharing your contact if I know anyone who's asking to travel around and want somewhere that is, like, super accepting, or want to experience something that they'll only get to do, like, once in their life. That's huge, like the World's Gay Parade, and like
Like,
Spain.
I thought, like, I guess I was just closed-minded before because I was like, oh, like, I live in California. San Francisco has pride. Like, it's so big, whatever. But then I'm, like, reading on the Netherlands and how Spain had world pride. I'm like, okay, well, I guess not anymore. Like, I just need to, like,
San Francisco
like, there's
just,
so
like,
much
went
more,
lower,
you
yeah.
know? Like, and it's cool that there's so many options. It's definitely, like, it's really cool that people do have the option. I mean...
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I've learned so much on this conversation, and I hope that everyone else enjoyed it as well. And we'll reach out to Bella if you guys have like any other questions or want to plan a trip, because she knows everything and is an expert. Well, thank you guys for tuning in, and hope you enjoyed this episode.